So there's actually a way of working with the poses inside of Comfy UI. We have a custom node which we can use called OpenPose editor, and you can get this by searching OpenPose and then installing it in the usual way. What I'm going to do is to just get rid of that search, and then we'll go ahead and close this. There does seem to be a bit of a defect in the way that the particular custom node works, so what we'll do is just demonstrate what it can do, and then you'll have to figure out how to work this for yourself. Maybe in future, maybe if I find out a way of working around the problems, I'll update. But for the time being, I'll show you how it works up to the point of it actually failing. So we've got an image of 1280 by 704. That is going to be our empty latent, and we want to create a node. So add, we're going to choose, I don't know, let's double click OpenPose, and we've got this bad boy here, the Nui OpenPose editor. Let's open that up, and we've got a very small editor here. Now we know that this guy needs to connect to the control net because it's the only thing that's giving the image to the control net, and we can actually just get rid of this. Okay. Now, if we open this up, we get this, and this is where the problem is, because there's a menu down here which you can't see. Now, I can access it, but I have to use a specific method in my browser, which might not work inside your browser. But you can see there's a menu down here. Now, what I'm going to do just to demonstrate how you would edit is just to, let's change the width, 1280. And what was it, 704? Okay, that's 704 and 1280. There we are. And we can go ahead and just, we can just work with our stick guy here. And this is when I need to maybe zoom in a little bit, but basically you can kind of see that the problem that we're dealing with here. Let's try to get the gentleman into a, I don't know if it's a gentleman or lady, but we can try to maybe get this one to run. So maybe, so we can move the entire thing, and we can also lengthen and shorten the individual strands. And it'll be a bit easier if I was zoomed in, but you know, gotta work with what we've got. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time, but we can, I think, add another person. And this is again where we've got a problem with the, menu. We need to zoom out, and then we can choose add. And we've now got a couple more people. And I don't know what these guys are going to do. They might just stand around just looking beautiful. And maybe we'll just have one guy reaching out. No, we don't want that. So I think we can actually sort of resize this one and make this one maybe a bit of a child. I don't know. Or maybe someone who's a little bit further away. But you get the impression, you get the idea of what we're trying to do here. Now, if I close this and then try to run this, we should get some sort of result. But maybe we'll put in young adult girls running. And instead of standing, we'll put in running. And of course, remember to connect this to the correct location. And there we go. and we should have some sort of output. So hopefully once sort of cleared up how everything's running, how everything is working, you might be able to get a happier working situation in terms of the editor. Or alternatively, you might do your editing in another OpenPose editor. The basic idea is the same, whichever editor you're using. You want to edit the stick characters, change the size, edit the stick characters, and that should give you the basis for your control net. And there we are. The young girl's looking very attractive, and not running quite as vigorously as I would have liked, but still I think they demonstrate the idea pretty well. So if you've got some way of controlling the sort of zoom in your browser, you might be able to use this technique even now. But honestly, I think it does need a little bit of fixing, and I'll keep an eye on that and try to keep things updated if I can figure out what the issues are. Actually, just a quick editing note. There are some buttons here which allow us to add and save and load these particular designs. So that might be useful for you. If you can get this to work, that might be useful for you to know. It will save the particular design for, it will save it in a JSON file. So you can load it up again as a JSON file and reuse it.